Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K, under Commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom. Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping. Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The I.S.U.P.K, under Commanding General Yahanna, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahanna. See you there, Israel. Shalom. Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel.
Man, that's crazy.
Hold on, let me make sure I got my shit right.
Right. Oh man, it's not TV, man. We're doing it big out here once again, man. I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yahanna, man.
You heard about the mission to Acuna. This is the mission to Kensington.
The mission to K&A. we out here in Kensington, Allegheny. You know, it's a notorious spot in the city of Philadelphia. A lot of drug addiction, a lot of homelessness, a lot of poverty in the city of Philadelphia. It's famous, you know, across the world at this point. Man, y'all caught me eating some of this amazing food that these sisters done put together, man, under Commanding General Yahanna. We got some amazing spirits in this school, man. Raised up right, you know what I mean, to come out here to the hood, the gutter, and man, and we gonna do this work wherever we go. You know what I mean? The water to Commanding General Yahanna, putting that work in and raising up brothers and sisters like this, man. You know what I mean? We coming to every major city, man. Every city where One West at, we gonna try to do these hot food drives. You know what I mean? Like here to support the people that's in need. That's what the school, that's what we all about. When it come down to it, we are here to help the people that are impoverished, destroyed, people at the bottom. Everything we do, that's what we do it for. Everything we say, even though it may seem hateful, even though it may seem crazy and outlandish, everything we do is for the people at the bottom. That's what
we don't know how they made my day, man. It's the food, the blessing, man. They put their foot onto that meal, man.
That's what's up, man. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, this is one of the best meals I ever had down here, man. By far. Hey, man, that's the love, man. That they show that they're trying to get back to the people, man. Let people know people care, man. That's what's up, man. Y'all continue up the hard work, man. For real. It's noticed, man.
We appreciate that, bro. We appreciate that,
man. People appreciate y'all, man. Right. For real. Giving a lot of people hope, and whereas so a lot of people don't have hope, man. That's what it's about, man.
So, you know, it's a beautiful day today. The sisters came out from New Jersey, Delaware, Philadelphia, came out to support the event.
That's that good old curry soup I made. You gotta taste it.
It's the sisters' choice to do this, man. Their hearts is huge, and people think our sisters is locked up or something, like we got them locked in cages. No, our sisters out here, they giving back just like us. They willing to work for the Most High just like us.
Hey, guess what?
We still protecting them. Come on now.
Yes, sir.
Tighten up. That's what we do, man. I.S.U.P.K. I'm the Commander General.
God, sir.
We feed the community, man. Get in line, get with us. This is what we do. All the brothers is here. The sisters is doing an amazing job. We out in Kensington and Allegheny. If you know anything about that, you know we out here. We don't care. We feed Israel.
Lit is not the word for it. We are so happy and thankful and grateful for y'all guys allowing us to do this for the I.S.U.P.K. and for our family and friends out here. We up in K&A. They got Gia up in K&A.
In the belly of the beast, man. We up here in Kensington doing what we was raised to do, doing what we bred to do, and that's to show brotherhood. You see what I'm saying? And the sisters, it's not about us. It's about the sisters, man. The sisters is doing a great job out here. You know, and this is how the Lord get his glory. Right here.
They put their foot into it. Ain't nothing but love.
Yeah.
Food, can't even explain it.
Most high Christ.
I'm trying to do it for you more often, okay? All for you, Hebrew.
Hey,
For you,
thank you. Hey, anytime, hey, I already know. This right here, wow.
Shout out to Knock, man, making history. You know what I mean? He only got like 2 to 3 subscribers, but man, make sure you subscribe to Knock TV, man. Hit that notification bell, like, share, and subscribe to this content, man. We got Nabar real with Nabar, man. Say something to the camera, bro.
No, he gonna send it to me. I need that.
U.P.K. One west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me. I be one west to the death till they bury me. I'm one west till they bury me.
If y'all can hear us loud and clear, type of 1 in the chat. Hold on, make sure this is right. All right, if y'all can hear us loud and clear, type of 1 in the chat. Let's see who all we got up in here with us. Type of 1 in the chat if y'all can hear us loud and clear. Let's get the ones in here, y'all. Did I share it yet? I don't think I did. Did I? I think I did. Right, let's hit the ones. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, I shared it. I gotta make sure I share it before I tell y'all to share it so I don't be a hypocrite. Right? Yeah, absolutely. There you go, priest. No sweat, no sweat. Right, let's see who all we got up in here with us. All right, I see you, warrior of Yahawashi, Super Nasawan, Illuminato, Mario Dominguez, Kapa, Young Man Zolan, Ida Yana, Samuel put a 2. He said 2, we don't want to hear. But you hear though, so it's all good. As long as you hear, you're going to hear. Jesharon, Maria, Shara, you understand? Good to see all of y'all. Go ahead, Shapap.
Funny how he don't want to hear, but he always hear.
Yeah.
You know, they go home.
He lying. He do want to hear. You understand? With that, let's clap it up. And right. Shalom, Israel. Shalom. Yahweh Bahashim. Yahweh Shai. Barakatham. Barakatham to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Bahashim. Yahweh Shai to the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yahanna. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group or Christian organization, and we teach the truth according to the Bible. And what is the truth? There's only one truth. And the truth is that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's special children, according to the Bible. God's special people, the biblical descendants of the nation of Israel. You understand? And the white man is the devil. That is also the truth. Right. And that's in the Bible as well. And you can find that all over the earth in so many examples. You understand? If you're somebody that doesn't believe in the Bible, if you call yourself being an atheist, you don't have to believe in the Bible to see the white man as the devil. You understand? This The white man being the devil spans across all religions. It spans across all nations, all cultures, all languages. That's why I never understood. I can understand somebody trying to argue who is God's chosen people. I can understand that debate a little bit better. But arguing that the white man is not the devil, I never understood that debate. Because if you look all across the world and you talk to these nations on the face of the earth, they all would tell you he is the villain in their story. He is the man that you should not trust. They had a video, brother. I forgot where they were. Some white women went, I forgot what country they went to. I think it was some Asian country, or Cambodia or Thailand or somewhere. These white women went to this country, and it was the first time these little children seen white people, I believe. And brother, if you seen the look on their faces as they ran from these white women, it was as if Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers or Jason was there. And brother, I laughed because if we understood who these people have been to us and who they still are, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we would have the exact same reaction. Why don't we have that reaction? Christianity. Christianity is the reason why we are the people that try to love and forgive and join with our enemies. No other race of people would join their enemy. No other race of people would love or forgive their oppressors. Would the Jewish man join the Nazis? Does the Jewish man forgive the Nazis? If anybody's Jewish that's watching, I would love for you to chime in. If you're Jewish, tell us. If you're a Jewish man, tell me, do the Jewish people forgive the Nazis? I would love to hear that. You understand? Although I already know the answer. You understand? Right? If you haven't done so, make sure you like and share the stream. Hit that thumbs up, y'all. We're going to get it in tonight. We're going to be offending a lot of people. Shalom Ragash, I see you. Princess Kanawa, I see you. Simba, Barack Wana, Yapaya, excuse me. Young man Zolan said, can I get a breakdown on Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6? Absolutely. We'll get a breakdown on Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. You understand? I'm precinct officer 5,000, Kazak Ahmad. I got precinct officer of 500, Shapat Dayak, rocking and rolling with me. This is I.S.U.P.K, Washington, D.C. And tonight is the Tuesday night brotherhood class. And the topic of tonight's class is, should we forgive and love our oppressors? Should we forgive and love our oppressors? And that's the topic of tonight's class. You understand? I see the questions coming in. Shalom, Imawan. I see you, mighty man. Sharabah said, can I get a breakdown on John chapter 9, verse 4? Absolutely. A warrior of Yahushua said, I have my question up top, sir. So, brother, that's my bad. Let me go back up to it. I apologize, brother. I did not see that. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's the brother Tim. Okay, good to see you in the chat, brother. All right. He said, question, if I may, sir. Is it necessary to create your own written agreement / contract to be signed by you and the women you choose to go into? And what's the best way to bring up the fact that sex equals marriage? I'm assuming that's, yeah, when beginning to court a woman in the world. That's an excellent question. Let me get this Isaiah 9:6 first, and then I'm going to go to your question right after. That's an excellent question, brother, actually. You understand? That's something that we need to talk about for sure. There's a lot of confusion on what sex is and how it starts and how you're supposed to conduct yourself and who you're supposed to have sex with. So we're going to get that excellent question. Samuel Manley said, we should all forgive and forget and love. Move on, crybabies. Samuel Manley, should the Jewish man forgive the Nazis? Yes or no? If you say we should all forgive, I just want to know, should the Jewish man forgive the Nazis? That's it. Please answer that for me, Samuel. Shalom says, good to see you. He sleep? Yeah, he knocked that. That's also little Zebulun sleep. I ain't seen him in a couple of weeks. Go ahead, Shapat.
Salak about me. Now I'm about to say, I ain't forgot Samuel Manley said that he would have sex with a man.
Oh, that's him, right?
Right amount of money.
Oh,
yeah,
that's Samuel.
Got that.
Oh, Samuel, brother, you messed up when Shapat reminded me what you said. You the brother that said you would, for the right price, you would lay down with a man. We got to tread lightly with this cat, Shapat. You understand? Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. So let's get that first. Let's break down Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. And then we're going to go into young man Tim's question. And then Sharab Bot's question. If any of you also have questions, type your questions in the chat. If y'all haven't done so, hit that thumbs up. Let's push this truth, man. A lot of people hate to hear the truth. You understand? But they got to hear it. It's the only thing that can save us. What does the Bible say? The truth shall make you free. We need the truth. It's our freedom. It's our liberation. Whenever you got it, please, priest.
Don't call this book of Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given.
Start right there. This right here is a prophecy of Jesus Christ in the Old Testament. If you run into any people that believe that Jesus Christ was not mentioned in the Old Testament, here's one of the scriptures you can use to make them feel absolutely dumb, which they are. Jesus Christ is mentioned in the Old Testament. For you Jewish people don't believe in Jesus Christ, and they don't believe in the New Testament. But Jewish people, they will deny the New Testament, an actual part of the Bible, but they'll accept the Talmud, a completely made up work of fiction that they added. But you will deny the New Testament. Jewish people's religion is just as garbage as Christians. Christians deny the Old Testament. Jewish people deny the New Testament. The I.S.U.P.K accepts, teaches, and studies the entire book because we believe in the Bible and we believe it to be God's words. And we don't pick and choose which of God's words we can follow and keep and get rid of. See, yeah, we don't do that. We're not arrogant and evil to do such a thing. You understand? So now this is talking about the prophecy of Jesus Christ being born. Please, Shapat, read that.
God. For unto us, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born.
Unto us a child is born.
Unto us a son is given.
Why is it saying unto us a child is born? Us is plural. There's only two people that are the parents of a baby. And these are not parents talking. You understand? This is somebody who is not the parent of this child. And they're saying unto us, meaning multiple, a child is born. Why are they saying unto us, a child is born? Why? Shalom, Trooper Shakat, I see you. Samuel Manley said, yes, forgive everyone. They should, and they just like y'all. Well, listen, Samuel, go tell the Jewish man to forgive the Nazis. All right. You start there. And once you convince them to do it, then you work your way to us and we'll work it out then. You understand? But start with them first. Start with Jewish people. Go convince them. Go to their synagogue and you tell them y'all got to love the Nazis and forgive them. And once you convince them to do that, then work your way to us. All right. And then we'll hear you out. It's saying unto us because this child that's going to be born is not just going to benefit his parents. Go ahead, Shapat.
As it says in Matthew 1 and 21, he will save his people.
That's right. If you go to Matthew 1, chapter 1, verse 21, it talks about Jesus Christ will save his people. The word his is a possessive pronoun. It means there are a people that belong to Jesus Christ. There are a people that Jesus Christ claims as his. Well, these are the people that are saying unto us a son is born. These are the people it's talking about. That in Matthew, Jesus Christ said he's coming to save. Well, in Isaiah, the Old Testament, it's prophesying Jesus Christ. Unto us a child is born. Shalom, Arawadia. That's right, Simba, because the son born unto us is our king and savior. That's correct, brother. You understand? Please, unto us a child is born.
Oh, God, sir. Unto us a son is given.
Unto us a son is given.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
And the government shall be upon his shoulders. This right here is manifold. Anybody know what the word manifold means? Can you send Officer Water the link, please? The water. Type in the chat. What does the word manifold mean? This scripture that we reading right here, this scripture is manifold. This particular part. What does the word manifold mean? Shalom, Trooper Leviathan. I see you, mighty man. It says, unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders. I see you, Big Main. Big Main said different meanings. That's correct. Manifold means it has more than one meaning. You understand? You can say one thing and it can be saying two different things at the same time. Well, when it says the government shall be upon his shoulders, this is talking about one, Christ is going to come back and establish the government on the earth. He's going to literally be in charge. The government is going to be built on him. You understand? There's going to be a new government when Christ returns. That's right, Jeshurun, many times over. That's why it's evil to be a patriot. It is anti-Christ to love America and to be a patriot and want to make America great again. Because Christ is not coming back to save America. Christ is not coming back to build his kingdom off of what America already started. Christ is coming back to end the rulership of all the societies and kingdoms on the earth and now create a new society, a new heaven and a new earth. That's what it says in the Bible. You understand? Heaven and earth is talking about the government and the people, the society. Christ is coming back, brother, to establish a righteous government ruled by the 144,000. Christians teach that the 144,000 is the number of people that are only going to be saved. That's, if you how few that is compared to the population of the world, you're silly. You understand? Baltimore has more people than 144,000. You understand? DC has more people than 144,000. The 144,000 is not the number of people that are going to be saved. That's not what that is. The 144,000 is going to be the ruling government under our King Christ when he establishes the new government. 12,000 men from each tribe. It's 12 tribes. 12 times 12,000, you're getting 144,000. So when Christ returns, he's going to establish the kingdom of heaven here on earth, which is the rulership of blacks and Hispanics underneath our king. That's what it means when it says the government shall be on his shoulders. Here's what it also means. What do we mean? When black people say, get off of my back? What's another phrase we use that's similar? You breathing down my neck. Get off of my back. What does that mean when we say that? Shalom Matham Yad, I see you. What do we mean when we say you're breathing down my neck? Get off of my back. What does that mean? You got to understand how we talk today to understand what this is saying. Trooper Shakat said hassle. Yeah, that's close. I'll give it to you for time's sake. Go ahead, Shapat.
You're taking on the burden.
Yeah, but in this case, not that. UPK Kapar said, stop bugging me. Stop pressing me. Pressing is Jeshurun said pressing. That's the closest thing so far. I'll give it to you. Big Main said stressing. When it says the government shall be upon his shoulders, from the time Jesus Christ was prophesied to be born, the government tried to kill him. From the time before he was even born, the prophecy of him being born alone scared King Herod, the government. And King Herod sent spies, sent men to find out where Jesus Christ would be born, not to go worship him, but to kill him. From the time Jesus Christ was prophesied to be here, the entire time he was on the earth, brother, he was on the run. You understand? The government was on his back, was on his shoulders. They were chasing him, trying to trip him up. The Sadducees and Pharisees kept asking him questions to get him to say the wrong thing so the Romans could arrest him and kill him. From the time he was prophesied to come to the time he was born. That's why when you read in the scriptures, when Jesus Christ was a young boy, his father and his mother, Joseph and Mary, had to take him and flee into Egypt. Why? Because the government was on his shoulders. They were chasing him. You understand? They wanted to stop him from fulfilling the prophecy of being the king of the Jews. But our oppressor is so carnal. They thought that this young boy who was prophesied to be king of the Jews, they thought he was going to grow up and start a rebellion against the Roman Empire. They thought Jesus Christ was going to commit a January 6th against the Roman Empire, because that's how white people think, because that's who they are. Back then, the Romans, they thought Jesus Christ was going to rile up all the black people in Israel, all the Israelites. And they thought that he was going to get them to storm and take over Jerusalem, take over Israel, and then eventually take over Rome. They were so carnal. They didn't understand Jesus Christ wasn't born to come and do that. His mission was to get us to change who we are and love each other, because that's how we succeed. But they didn't understand that. And because of it, the government was on his shoulders. They were looking for him, constantly looking for him. You read in the scriptures how Jesus Christ, when the crowd got too big, he left. He would leave. You understand? He could never stay somewhere too long. So that's what that's saying. Keep reading.
Come, Carl. And his name shall be called Wonderful.
And his name shall be called Wonderful. I see your question, Mathamyad. He said, if I may, can I get an understanding on the number 666? Absolutely. He shall be called Wonderful.
Counselor. The mighty God. The everlasting Father.
Now, this is for you Christians. As Christians will think that this scripture right here is proving that Jesus Christ is God. When you go into the Hebrew, what does the word God mean? Hold on, Smart. I know you know. Type in the chat. When you go into the Hebrew, the original Hebrew, which the Old Testament is written in, the Old Testament is written in the Hebrew. The New Testament is written in the Greek. When you go into the Hebrew, what does the word God mean? That's right, Sharabath. Power. You understand? The powers. What is the Hebrew word for it? Anybody know? That's right, Yapaya, power. Nobody know. What's the Hebrew word? Come on, Spot. You got to get this one. Salam, Shapara, I see you, sis. What's the Hebrew word for God? That's right, Trooper Nasuwan. Go ahead, Shapar.
Something like ethnos. Oh, that's the wrong one.
That's Greek. The Hebrew word is Alahayim. You understand? Alahayim. That's right, the powers. This is not calling Jesus Christ God. It's not saying he's going to be God. It's saying that he is going to be the power, the counselor, the wonderful counselor, the power, meaning the ruler on the earth. Jesus Christ is not God. That is a Roman Catholic doctrine that comes from Greek and Roman mythology. There's no such thing as three men in one. That's gay. If there's three men in one, you dealing on the dirty side of life. You live in foul. You understand? If there's three men in anything, that's nasty. You understand? That three men in one woman, three men in one man, that ain't right. There's no such thing. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. How is he the Son of God? Not because Jesus Christ not because God impregnated Mary with his holy seed. Y'all got to stop believing in fairy tales. It doesn't work like that. Jesus Christ was born just like every man has been born, through a man and woman having sex. You understand? And Christ is going to return as the power on the earth, as the ruler on the earth. Keep reading. That's the end of verse 6.
The Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace. You understand? This is who this is talking about. Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace. The Bible prophesied Jesus Christ coming on the earth in the Old Testament for you cats who don't believe in Jesus Christ, right? Go ahead, Shapat.
Can I read verse 7?
Please.
Come, sir. Verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace, there shall be no end. upon the throne.
Hold on. Read that part again, because what you'll have is if you debate long enough, who do Jewish people and fake Israelites that believe in the Old Testament say this scripture is talking about? Because I've debated enough about this, I know what they say. When they read this prophecy of this son that's going to save us and be wonderful, who do they say this is talking about? Shapat?
I believe Solomon.
Yes. They say this is referring to King Solomon. The problem is verse 7 proves this is not referring to King Solomon specifically. Go ahead, Shapat.
What's crazy though is because Solomon is Christ too.
Right. And that's why I said specifically.
His kingdom ended though.
Yeah. And that's the point the verse 7 proves. Please read verse 7 again.
Come closer. Verse 7. Of the increase of his government and the peace there shall be no end.
The increase of his government, meaning when Christ returns. And here's the heavy part. Let's break that part down. Why does it say the increase of his government? I thought Christ was coming to establish the kingdom of heaven. So why is it saying the increase of Christ's government? You might not get this. If somebody get this, I'll cash app you $5. You understand? Whoever gets this, I'll cash app you $5. Why is it saying the increase of Christ's government? I thought Christ was coming to establish the government. So why is it saying the increase of his government? Shapat, you want to give it a shot?
I mean, like,
Shalom, Gary Avon. I see you, brother.
First of all, he gonna be the king of all kings. He taking all governments. He gonna rule everybody.
That's true.
And in the kingdom, they're gonna constantly bring all their riches and everything they have to this kingdom.
That's true. But it's not explaining why it's saying the increase. Meaning an increase is that's true, but that's not it. Princess Kanawa said, is it because Yahushua didn't rule when he was here first? No, that's not it. Chuba Shakat said every knee bows. That's true, but that's not it. Bobby Prasad said rulership. He definitely will rule, but it says the increase of his government. Princess Kanawa said, or is it because he ruled as Solomon, but not as the world leader? He did rule as Solomon, but that's not true. Okay, Kapah is the closest. She said the increase would be the 144 that will be established. You're the closest to what this is saying. Just around said, brother, the Christians say Christ died for our sin. Okay, let me come back to that. Warrior of Yahushua said, my guess is his government is considered being increased because of us, his hopeful elect. What do you mean by that, young man Tim? I think he might have been on to it if you can explain what you're saying. What do you mean by his government is considered being increased because of us, his hopeful elect? What do you mean by that? Simba said, because Yahushua will take of what is not his, all the nations. He will do that, but that's not it. Jeshurun said, because he is the rightful ruler, he is, but that's not it. Shalom, Yashar Banaf. I'm going to give it to you because we are establishing the kingdom right now. Christ is coming to complete what we are already doing, meaning the kingdom of Christ already exists. It's here. Christ is coming to increase it. The government of Christ exists right now. It's here. You have to understand that because that gives validity, you understand, to the men that serve Christ. You have a lot of people that say, well, I don't follow no man. I don't follow no man. I follow Christ. Nigga, if you don't follow man, you can't follow Christ because Christ ain't here. The kingdom of Christ is already here. You understand? It's being built right now. Precept. In those days, I'll get it for you. Here's the precept you need to prove that. And then we're going to get some more of these questions. Get me. In those days. Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. You understand? Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. This is why it's saying the increase of his government. Remember, To increase something means there's already something that exists. You understand? There's already something that exists. That's why I'm saying to increase it. You can't increase something that didn't exist. You understand? If you multiply any number by 0, what do you get? 0. There has to be something that already exists in order for it to be multiplied, in order for it to be increased. This is what you need. Daniel chapter 2, verse 44. Please read what you got.
Okay. You said verse 44, sir?
Daniel chapter 2, verse 44.
Okay, sir. The book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven.
Hold on, slow it down. Slow it down. I love this scripture, man. Read that again.
Sir. And in the days of these kings.
In the days of these kings, meaning there are kings that are ruling right now. And while these kings are ruling, during the days of these kings, Donald Trump is a king. Vladimir Putin is a king. Kim Jong-un is a king. Emmanuel Macron is a king. In the days of these kings, keep reading.
Okay. Shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom?
Shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom? Yeah, you might want to uncheck yourself if you don't believe you have to follow a man to serve Christ. Because if you're waiting for Christ to return to change your life or to serve Christ, you are all the way off. His kingdom is already here. It's being built right now. The Lord is establishing it right here. In the days of these kings, you understand? It's being built right now. The Lord will establish and set up a kingdom. Go ahead.
Okay. Which shall never be destroyed.
Which shall never be destroyed. This is what's so beautiful and poetic about this. Right underneath the white man's nose, we are building the most important and greatest kingdom ever. Like the white man, he got FBI agents and intelligence agencies watching us and listening to us. If you on the UPK or you watch the UPK, I hope you know you are on a government watch list. They listen to your phones, they read your text messages, they watch you because they are scared that we are going to do what they would do. They think that we are going to join together and fight the government and storm the Capitol and shoot up police stations. They're watching us because they believe that we would do what they do. They don't even understand, brother, that underneath their nose, in front of their sight, we are building the greatest kingdom to ever be built right in this kingdom. There's a nation being built within this nation. And this nation that's being built right now, it will never be destroyed. America, your day is coming. America, you will fall by the hands of God, by the mighty power of the God of the Bible. However, the nation that we are building here in the I.S.U.P.K, Christ's kingdom, this kingdom will never be destroyed. And that's why it says the increase of his government, because the government is here, y'all, under commanding General Yahanna in the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
It's here. The government is here, and Christ is coming to increase it. Another precept you can use to prove that is, I come to set the world ablaze, but how much better if the fire already be kindled? That's what Christ said. Christ is coming to set the world on fire, to destroy this place. But Christ said, how much better if that fire be already kindled? It's already kindled. That's what we're doing. The fire is talking about us speaking the words of the Holy Spirit. You understand? Speaking the truth. That's how you baptize with fire. Telling people the truth according to the Bible. Brother, I was changed from hearing the white man is the devil. That phrase alone stopped me from getting high. Not immediately. It ain't superstitious. I didn't hear the white man's a devil and said, you know what? You got me. That didn't happen. It's not spooky. It's not superstitious. It's not magical. What I'm saying is the truth, according to the Bible, is what changes you. It's the fire that it's talking about. And the fire is already kindled. Every time a brother in here teaches a class and goes out to camp and has a speaking and does a debate, brother, he's kindling the fire. He's kindling the fire, and Christ is going to come down here, brother, and increase the fire that already is here. You understand? Shalom, Shathara, I see you. Right? So we can drop that. That's young man Zolan. That's Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 6. That's the breakdown of that. It's a prophecy of Jesus Christ. So now let me get warrior of Yahushai's question. He said, if I may, sir, is it necessary to create your own written agreement / contract to be signed by you and the women you choose to go into? Is it necessary? No. Let's go into the scriptures. Let's first go into it. Get me if y'all haven't done so, make sure you like and share the stream. Let me see. Give me Genesis chapter 24, verse 67. Those that are tuning in, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Let's like and share the stream. We're going to get it tonight. Whatever questions you have, type your questions in the chat. I'm going to have Officer Shapat scroll through. If I didn't read your question out loud, I'm not skipping over your question, okay? I'm going to have Officer Shapat scroll through the chat, and we're going to get whatever questions you may have. I'm not going to forget about you. I'm not going to skip over you because you matter. You understand? You're important. The whole reason for us being here is for you. It's not for us. We're here already. The scripture says that the shepherd would leave the 99 sheep to go find the one that got lost. You matter. Your life matters. It always mattered. The white man and his wicked kingdom has taught us that we are nothing, that we're meaningless. And because of that, we treat ourselves and our people like such, when that's not the case. You matter. You are the most important thing, the most important people. Without you, there is no America. Without you, there is no anywhere. God's people, the children of Israel, are the reason why the Lord hasn't utterly destroyed the earth yet. Please, let's get Genesis chapter 24, verse 67.
The book of Genesis chapter 24, verse 67. Mm-hmm. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent.
Right here. So we're reading about Isaac. Isaac is the son of Abraham and the father of Jacob and Esau, the grandfather of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes. We're reading about how Isaac and Rebekah became husband and wife. We're reading about how right here, how our grandfather, as the children of Israel, how our grandparents became husband and wife. Please tell them where you at. Let's read it again.
The book of Genesis, chapter 24, verse 67. Mm-hmm. And Isaac brought her into his mother's tent.
Isaac brought Rebekah into his mother's tent. Don't think of tent at how we got tents today. I got a tent at my house. You understand? I just keep a tent just in case. You understand? Sometimes I open it up and put it in the living room, and me and my daughter, we sleep in there and watch movies. It's a tent. It's small, can fit in the living room. Don't think that. Tent, brother, back then is think a wedding tent. You understand? When I say wedding, I'm not saying it for the purpose. Think of a circus. You ever been to they call it a big top circus. You ever been to a circus? Brother, that's a tent. Don't think of you going camping in some little small, that's not that. Think of somebody's house. You understand? The Native Americans called them what? What were the Native American tents called?
Teepee.
Teepees. Those are tents. If you've ever been into a teepee, a real teepee, it's not a small little camping tent. It's a house. You understand? Isaac brought Rebekah into his mother's tent in his mama's house. Go ahead.
Okay.
That's right, Trooper Shakata, TP. Shalom, Rakaya, I see you. Please.
Okay, sir. And took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
Stop right there. Can anybody explain to me what happened in this tent that made Isaac and Rebekah, what happened in this tent that made Rebekah become Isaac's wife? Somebody let me know. Explain that to me. Put in the chat. What happened in Isaac's mother's tent that caused Rebekah to be his wife. What happened? Shapara said he had sex with her. Sathara said they married / sex. Jeshurun said sex. Trooper Shakar said he murdered that Punani. Simba said they had sex. Go ahead, Shapar.
I was gonna boost it up like he do. He tore fire.
Yeah. Pour fire to the tail. Yapaya said relations. He did what all brothers do when he bring a girl to his mama house. You understand? Once again, this is not white people. This isn't some white story. This is us. These are our forefathers. This is who we come from. You brothers know if you bring a woman to your mother's house, you understand? You know what time it is, and she knows what time it is. Here's the funny part too. They always ask you, "Is this your house?" And you lie and say, "Yeah," and she already knows it's not your house. She know you didn't decorate none of this like this.
Right.
You don't have a pink toilet seat cover. You understand? You don't have fur on, fur carpet. She know it's not your house, but she gotta ask because she gotta not seem hard to get and stupid. She know it's your mother's house. She know why she's there with you, and it's going to go down. You bring a woman to your mother's house, and that's what happened. Isaac brought Rebekah to his mother's house, and she became his wife. They had sex. Sex is marriage, nothing else. Shapar?
Like, sir, back in the day when I used to get asked that, I looked at it like I wasn't lying. Yes, I do live here. Now,
see, they weren't asking the right question.
Right.
They asked, "Do you live here?"
Right.
They want to. They want experience. The experienced sisters will ask, "Is this your spot?" You understand? Or do you live here alone?
Right.
Or they'll just flat out ask you, "Is this your mama house?" This your mama house, ain't it? No, man. What you talking about, man? Or this one, you'll say, no. See, my mama's staying with me. Yeah, that's how they try to flip it. No. She's staying with me. This is my house, but she live here too. She's staying with me. Brother, this is us. You understand? These are our forefathers and foremothers. This is our people. These are our records, our history. Right? Isaac and Rebekah went in that tent and had sex, and that's what made her become his wife. Right? Let me go to the next part of his question. So in this scenario, you understand there was no written contract or agreement. You understand? The written contract or agreement is not necessary. Anybody that teaches you have to have a written contract or agreement to get married is teaching a Christian Roman Catholic lie. Sex is the marriage. You understand? And I'll prove it to you. He said, and what's the best way to bring up the fact that sex is marriage when beginning to court a woman in the world? For brothers that are courting a sister, that should be one of the first things that come up. Brothers and sisters, but mainly brothers. If a woman, what's up, Zabalawan Shalom? If you run into a woman that does not believe sex is marriage, she is going to whore on you.
right.
You understand? She's going to whore on you. Sisters, if you run into a man and you're single and you run into a man and he does not believe sex is marriage, he's going to leave you. It's without a doubt. He's going to believe you. There is nothing more sacred than a man and a woman giving their bodies to each other. There's nothing more sacred, nothing more beautiful, nothing more joining than the act of a man and a woman giving their bodies to each other. You understand? Sex is marriage. There's no need for any contract. Where was the contract with Isaac and Rebekah? You understand? I always ask this. There are fake Israelites that teach you have to have a marriage license for it to be real. You know how stupid you are? If we need a marriage license to get married, that means the marriage license determines if we're married or not. So if that's the case, in slavery, when we weren't allowed to get marriage licenses, were our grandfathers and grandmothers married? Were they married because they weren't allowed to get marriage licenses? That's why they had to, quote unquote, jump the broom. It was something symbolic that we did to show that they were together. The marriage contract, brother, is a business contract. It has nothing to do with marriage. Go ahead, Shapai.
And I got a precept as well.
Please.
With no contract.
Mm-hmm.
This is a book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 19 and 20. Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing to make her a public example, was minded to put her away privately. But while he thought on these things, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a dream, saying, Joseph, thou son of David, fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife, for that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit.
Break it down. How would you relate it to this?
Okay, well,
the sex being marriage.
Joseph and Mary were betrothed to each other, but they weren't married. You know what I'm saying? But it started off saying Joseph, her husband. So that would ensure that they were married. You know what I'm saying?
Which means what?
And also it said that Mary was his wife.
Right.
Which and it says, which is in her is of the Holy Spirit. You know, Christ was already in her.
Right.
Let you know by the angel of the Lord, which is the Lord sending a message that him being called her husband in the Bible, and the angel saying that's your wife. They had sex.
Right. That's the point that you want to get to.
Shalak,
we understand that they had sex. Go ahead.
And also, the Bible said, Joseph being a just man. To be a just man means you follow the law.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're betrothed to a woman and she comes home with another man's baby in her, then you being a just man, you would take her to the elders, and the punishment for adultery, that's adultery, is stoning by death.
Right. That's a good precept. I wouldn't use that precept for sex as marriage, because that's a lot of breaking down you have to do. That already is a debate in of itself of if Mary and Joseph had sex. So I wouldn't use that one for sex is marriage. But what you're saying, for those that, if that's something that we could use if we're in here, for sure. You understand? You could definitely use that. But like if you're talking to somebody that's not in the truth already, I would avoid that one, because there's already a preconceived notion that Mary and Joseph didn't have sex. So to try to prove sex is marriage when they don't even agree that they had sex, it's making the whole thing longer to go around. But it's a perfect precept for those that know sex is marriage. That's why Mary was called his wife. The only way a woman can become a man's wife is through sex. The only way a man can become a woman's husband is through sex. Mary and Joseph had sex. They absolutely did. You understand? That's how Jesus Christ was produced, because that's biology. You understand? Sperm fertilizes the egg and it produces a child. What was I going to say? Was you holding something, priest? But besides that one, were you holding the scripture?
I'm holding the 666 for the brother, but nothing else.
So that's what you need for sex is marriage. The business. Oh, I know what I wanted. Get me consummate. Please, the definition of the word consummate. And before you give it to me, Shapat, everybody type in the chat in your own words. What does the word consummate mean? If you never heard it before, just say, I don't know. If you heard it before, type in the chat in your own words without looking it up. What does the word consummate mean? You have to go into this, because this is how you cut anybody that teaches sex is anything other than, that marriage is anything other than sex. Chupa said having sex. Warrior of Yahushua said to stamp. You understand? Equals to consummate. Big Main said make it official. Yapaya said finalize. Shapara said to confirm or secure. Maria said make it official. We got some smart brothers and sisters in here. You understand? You ask this in any other environment, and you will not get these responses. These are you brothers and sisters are intelligent in here. Hold on. I see Officer R1. Let me bring him to the stage. Yeah, that's my nigga right there. Salam. I.S.U.P.K. Damn right. Let me put him right here on the side. Okay. Let me see. Somebody else said something. Maria said make it official. Kappa said intercourse. Princess Kanawa said come together intimately. Leonard Jr. said, make it official. Mathumyad said, conceive. Simba said, don't know. That's no sweat, brother. Jesharon said, to make ready. Okay, so now let's get it. Bobby Prasad said, to seal your marriage. Now let's read what the definition of consummate is. Let's read it for ourselves.
Consummate, the verb, to make marital union complete.
To make marital union what?
Complete.
Complete. Consummate is referring to the act. You ever heard the phrase, yeah, I can't wait till we consummate our marriage tonight? It's referring to the sex. Everybody knows consummating your marriage is referring to the sex, the sexual act. The problem is, if you believe that sex is anything, if you believe that marriage is anything other than sex, then how do you explain that to consummate means to make the marriage complete? Go ahead, Shapai.
By sexual intercourse.
The water. So read it again through the from the top. It's like I cut out the most important part. Here's the definition of consummate.
To make marital union complete by sexual intercourse.
If the marriage is not complete until sexual intercourse, what does that mean logically? This is a logical question. It's not scripture. This is just logic. If it's not complete until the sexual intercourse, logically, what does that mean? Shapat?
Salaki, that you're not married. But if I may,
please.
You know, he in the court of law, if you went through the whole ceremony and all that, and y'all never had sex, and y'all bring that to the judge's attention, he'll get rid of your marriage immediately.
Yes, he would. There are still laws in America, mainly in the South, where if you get married on paper, you sign that contract, and then let's just say a week later, y'all like, nah, this ain't gonna work. We ain't doing it. You go to get a divorce, brother, they'll ask, did y'all have sex? And if you did not have sex, brother, that marriage don't even count as happening.
Right.
They still, a lot of places, a lot of municipalities still go by the sex is the thing that completes the marriage. And by logic, that means the sex, let me read the comments. Big Main said, sex is marriage. That's correct. UPK Kapaz said, you're not married, right? A young man Zolan said, sex is what makes the marriage. That's what I'm looking for to complete the logic. If the marriage is not complete until sexual intercourse is the marriage. Everything that you call yourself doing before is just doing it. All that paper signing, it's nothing. It's not the marriage. All that wedding, walking down the aisle, all that Roman garbage, it means nothing. The thing that makes or breaks, that seals the deal, is the sex, because the sex is what begins the marriage.
Salaki, if I could.
Legally in a lot of states still honor that. Let me get Officer Wadi, then you talk.
I was just gonna add, it's the consummation. You consummate the marriage by having sex.
That's right. That's how you complete it. That's how you consummate it, by having sex. You complete it through the sex. You understand? That's right, you're sharp enough. That paper means nothing. That's right, Maria. It's not real. That's right, Shapar. There's no marriage. A warrior of Yahweh said, is it because of conjugal rights being a must? You might have to rephrase the question for me, mighty man. I'm not understanding. Just rephrase it or rewrite it for me a different way so I can understand what you're asking, please. Shapara said, I had an elderly PT tell me that she was married for 8 years and never consummated her marriage. Turned out he was colorful. Yeah, lucky for her.
Right.
You understand? On paper, they had a business contract. She never laid down with that homosexual. She was never married to him. Thankful, goodness for her. Yikes. You understand? Right? Yeah, that's an easy write-off. Go ahead, Shapat.
Like if I may too, and also sex keeps the marriage going. It is marriage. And then when you having problems, the number one best way to solve them is to have sex. You know, so there's other things involved, but you know, sex is how you keep it strong.
What you said, Shapat, is what, if you are wise, this is what you have to understand. Sex is what begins the marriage. Sex is what maintains the marriage. And once the sex stops, the marriage dies. Now, once again, for those who don't believe in the Bible, if you could give me 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3. For those who don't believe in the Bible, you can talk to actual marriage counselors, which I have. You understand? Now, I never went to a marriage counsel in the world, but I've spoken to people that are marriage counselors and that have gone. And I've looked it up and read it. And do you know what the number one thing they say is the number one indicator that a couple is not going to make it or is doing real bad? If they stop having sex with each other. That's the number one indicator. If you are a couple and if you're married and you stop having sex, that is not good. It's not good at all. You understand? Because it's the sex that keeps the marriage healthy. It's what maintains it. However you start something is how you have to maintain it. That's with anything. If you meet a woman, brother, and as you meet her, you buy her nice things. The only way you're going to be able to keep this woman is to continue to do what you did when you met her, how you started. You started off buying her nice things. You're going to have to continue to buy her nice things to maintain that. America was started through slavery and oppression and violence. And that's why the police has to arrest you and pull you out of your car and stop and frisk you. Because the way anything is started is how it has to maintain, or else it'll fall apart. Right? Read what you got, please. Let me address this. Fred Kelly said, Allah, whatever. He said, Allah is God. There's no God but Allah. Allah is toilet paper. You understand? I spit on Allah. You understand? Allah is garbage. You understand? He's nothing. It's not even real. If he was real, I would knock the nigga out. Right. I would hit Allah in his mouth and watch you Arabs try to do something. And you black Muslims too. You black Muslims love to get violent over that Allah. You black Muslims, you love to get violent more than them stinking Arabs. Well, that's not even your God. Them Arabs hate you black Muslims. Arabs don't even respect black Islam. You're not real Muslims. Black Muslims over here shave their goddamn face. They wear the bow ties and tuxedos. You understand? Now, a lot of black Muslims now, you try to grow your beard and wear the Arab attire and stuff. That they don't accept you. Arabs do not respect you or accept you as their brothers. Allah is garbage. You understand? Allah is a homosexual. You understand? If he was real, he would be the shoe shine boy to Jesus Christ. Right. You understand? If Allah was real, him and that pedophile Muhammad would be taxi drivers. Allah and Muhammad are Uber drivers. You understand? They're nothing. Islam is garbage. Now, if you're Arab, now let me say this, Fred Kelly, if you are an Arab man, by all means, Allah is perfect for you. Allah is what you should turn to. If you are an Arab man or woman, then you should absolutely love your Allah. Because Allah has allowed you to build great nations for your people. Allah has allowed you to enslave other people in your lands. But if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native American, Allah makes you a slave to the Arabs. And you should never serve anything that puts you underneath the people that you're serving it with. Allah is garbage. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
Slide two things if I may. He said it's the white man's, the Bible's a white man's book to, he black. His Arabs don't even say that.
Yeah, of course.
But if I could, the prophet of Allah is a pedophile.
Yeah, Muhammad is a pedophile. And let me ask you something, Fred Kelly. I'm just asking you, I've been wanting to talk to a black Muslim in a long time. Why don't y'all ever quote the Quran? Why y'all always got our book? Type a yes or no in the chat if you've noticed that Muslims quote the Bible more than the Quran. Type a yes or no in the chat. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it's just all the black Muslims or Arab Muslims that I meet. I've never met a Muslim ever that quoted the Quran. I'm talking about, I said Surah 5:22, and the maleficent Allah, peace be unto him. I've never heard you Muslims quote the goddamn Quran. You know what I've heard my entire life? I've heard you Muslims quote my book. I've heard you Muslims cling on to my book. You understand? Farrakhan quoted scriptures better than pastors. Forget about it, brother. Every time Farrakhan spoke, that nigga was bringing up the Bible and the children of Israel. And it says in the book of Psalms, nigga, I thought you was a Muslim. Look at all the yeses in here. Look at all the yeses. Simba, Yashar, Leonard, Jeshurun, Big Main, Shapara, Maria, Trooper Nasawan, Ida Yana, Yapaya, Mario, Arawadia. You understand? Have you ever heard a Muslim quote, excuse me, do Muslims quote the Bible more than the Quran? Go ahead, Arawadia.
Oh, yeah, sluggy, sir. I wonder if Allah loved Aisha, you know, and in the act that Muhammad was doing to her. I wonder if he loved her too, or it loved her.
That's a good question. I don't know what type of God, who are the greatest prophet of that religion, would allow child molestation. You understand? I don't understand what type of nonsense y'all got going on. I don't want no parts in that. Shalom, I see you, Officer Karanya Allah. I see you, mighty man. You understand? Shapat said Khan. Trooper Shakat said Khan. Muslims quote the Bible more than they quote the goddamn Quran because, brother, the answer is in the book called the Bible. The Quran never had the answers. That's what you need. You understand? Now, if you have a question, type your question in the chat. Outside of that, I'm going to keep answering these questions in the order that we got them. You understand? Everything in the Quran tells you to follow the Bible. Everything in the Quran tells you to follow the children of Israel. Don't make me have to prove it. See, the problem with you Muslims is we know your book better than you do.
Right.
You niggas, I'll pull a surah right now. I never heard that. You sure that's in there? Yeah, I know you didn't. All you know how to do is wassalam alaikum. You understand? And lay your rug out. That's all. You've learned how to be a Muslim from prison. That's most of you. And I'm not trying to clown nobody, but you're weak. If you became Muslim in jail or prison, I personally, as a man, don't respect you because I know what that means. I know exactly what that means. See, we're not church boys in here, and I'm not going to pussyfoot around what that means. You were a coward.
Right.
You were scared. You got behind them bars, nigga, and you were scared. And that's why you came out of prison and jail a Muslim. I don't respect men like that. You understand? I respect men that went in not being a Muslim and came out not being a Muslim because that nigga stood on his own 2 feet. You niggas become Muslim and you think you tough because there's a lot of y'all. You're cowards. You have taken on the cowardly spirit of the Arabs. Black men, you're better than that. A black man, brother, he'll stand on his own 2 feet and fight the whole tier. That's the spirit of a black man. That's the spirit of an Israelite. The spirit of an Arab, he got to join. He got to cower. You understand? Even in the Quran, they tell you can drink wine, you can drink alcohol if it means, in certain settings. The whole thing is about compromise. It's weak. I'm done with it unless you had a question about it. If you have a question, type your question in the chat. I'm going to finish addressing Warrior of Yahushai's question, then I'm going to get these other questions. Whatever questions y'all have, type them in the chat. You understand? We're not going to skip over them. We're going to get it. Right? Please read 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3. Right? So now sex starts the marriage. You need sex to keep the marriage. Once the sex stops, the marriage dies. Please read what you got.
Come, the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. This might be very strange. Christians will read this and don't know what it means. What you need to first understand is, type in the chat in your own words, what does benevolence mean? Don't look it up. I'm gonna see how we got an intelligent class tonight. Let me see how intelligent they are. Do not look it up. Type in the chat in your own words, what does the word benevolence mean? If you don't know, just say I don't know. That's cool. Type in the chat, what does the word benevolence mean? Well, Officer Karanya Allah is a certified priest, so of course he's going to get it right. You understand? Simba said, don't know. That's no sweat, Simba. Barack Obama said, I can't remember. That's no sweat. Shapara said, good. Love. Okay. Mr. Banab said, don't know. That's no sweat. Leonard said, God-given right. Okay. Warrior of Yahushua said, not sure. Yapiah said, can't remember. That's no sweat. UPK Kapah said, showing kindness, just like Officer Karanya Allah. I know he knows the answer because he's a certified priest and he teaches. He said kindness. Mario said, don't know. That's no sweat. Maria said, do good things. That's close. You understand? That's very close. Trooper Nasawan said, not sure. Adiyana said, I don't know. Justin said, to be steadfast in your doings. That's a good answer. Trooper Lewiathan said, I don't know. Shalom, Officer Kayana Thab, I see you. Just like Officer Karanga Allah and Kapah said, benevolence means kindness. It means kindness. The Bible is telling the husband, there's a certain kindness that is due to his wife. You understand? The word due doesn't mean, the word due means that it's owed. When you see that notice that says rent due, that's not optional. You understand? That rent got to be paid. Past due amount has to be paid. The word due means that it's not optional. It has to happen. There's a certain kindness that the Lord is telling husbands that they must give their wives. And once you've been in a marriage long enough, you can understand why the Lord will say this. Because if you're a man that's been in the marriage long enough, you understand you've gone through this time period. You understand? If you haven't, that's beautiful. But once again, if being in a marriage long enough, you'll see it happen outside of the truth. Usually, a man gets fed up with a woman, and the first thing that happens is he doesn't want to have sex with her anymore. Now, I know that sounds strange because the world will teach you that a man always want to have sex. Not when a man is with one woman. You understand? When he's bound to one woman. You understand? It's wrong and it's evil to stop having sex with a woman. You understand? That's your wife. Go ahead, Shapak. Hold on, give me 1 second. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ, mighty man. Slack, go ahead, Shapak, my bad.
Slack, quick comment. Sound like the 80s was calling.
Yeah. You know?
Now I'm about to say, what you were saying so heavy, because I used to hear saying all the time, well, if you see a bad sister, you know, you be thinking she all bad, but they was like, it's always for every bad sister, it's some dude that can't stand her.
My pops told me and my brothers that, Shapak. I remember my pops used to tell me and my brothers that, because you know, you young boys and you full of testosterone and you ready to go. And so everything you see a bad woman, that's you hype. And I remember my pops would be like, man, it's probably some nigga that can't wait to get rid of her, brother. And that we couldn't understand it then. But as you get older and have certain experiences, you be like, oh, I see. You understand? Well, a problem that happens a lot in marriages, if that's not in the truth, is men, when you're with a woman, you understand, consistently, you get fed up by certain things now. The things that you thought were cute and adorable now become irritating and unbearable. And you start to get bored. And the sex now becomes less and less frequent until at some point you realize that you're not having sex. Here's what men don't know about women. Women need sex more than men. You understand? Women need sex more than men. You won't ever hear this in your church. You won't hear this in your Israelite group. This is wisdom, brothers. Women need sex more than men. You understand? They need it. It's what keeps them balanced. You understand? And it's literally what helps them fight demons. And once again, if your brother that's married, I ain't got to explain to you what you already know. You understand? That woman get to acting a little rough and got attitude, brother. It's been too long since the last time y'all had sex. That's all that means. You understand? She got to get her vitamins. You understand? She got to get her dose. You understand? And that's what it's talking about. The due benevolence is talking about the kindness that is sex. Having sex with your wife is a kindness, man. And it's owed to her. You have to do it. Of course, I don't have to keep expounding on that. You go to Corinthians to tell you your husband and wife, your bodies are not your own. You're supposed to have sex, of course. You understand? Sex is how you start the marriage. Sex is how you maintain the marriage. If you are married, you need to have sex, man. Make it a priority. You understand? Do it. And don't have sex like white people have sex, man. All that movie, rough, halfway homosexual, weird sex. Have sex with some D'Angelo playing. You understand? Have sex like blacks and Hispanics do. You understand? Have sex the right way, the Israelite way. You understand? To take your time with it. You understand? Put some thought into it. That's what it's talking about. You understand? Sex is marriage. What else we got? Let me see. Hold on. He said, so like I said, I put what I meant by conjugal rights as you scroll up. All right, let me read it real quick for you. Let me find that. Let me scroll up for you. Scroll up. Okay, he said conjugal rights refer to the mutual rights and obligations spouses have toward one another, primarily the right to sexual intimacy, but also companionship, support, and affection from Google. Right, but I'm not sure. What are you asking? Oh, okay. He said, is it because of conjugal rights being a must? Yes, that's what we just read right here. I didn't even know what you was asking, and the Lord just had me give the scripture. Yes. You understand? I wouldn't call it conjugal rights because usually in the context of using that phrase, it's prison. Whenever you hear the phrase conjugal rights, you usually hear it in reference to somebody being locked up. But even Esau understands if you're married, it's cruel. It is cruel to not allow a married couple to have sex. Esau understands that. Feel that for a second. Esau understands in all his wickedness and cruelty that it is evil. It's unkind to deprive a married person of sex with their spouse. And that's why they have conjugal visits. Where the whole purpose of this visit is just to come have sex. Come on. Let me pat you down. Open up the purse. Let me search your purse. All right, go in. Go in the room. You understand? 30 minutes later, she got her kindness and that she needed, and that's the conjugal visit. You understand? That's what 1 Corinthians is talking about, 7:3. The husbands render unto your wife the due benevolence. Keep reading, please.
Okay. And likewise, also the wife onto the husband.
Oh, you sisters thought that you didn't have to give it up. See, here we're not the IUIC in here. We brothers in here, we don't want it if you don't want to give it to us.
Right.
We not a rapist. We straight Macs in here, Mac Daddy. The UPK is full of Mac miggity. I'll just play. The UPK is full of real men. You understand? And brothers in here, we don't want it if you don't want it. You should now give unto your husband the kindness that is owed to him. You understand? Give the kindness that is owed to your husband. Sex. It's cruel to withhold sex. And the Christian church and the white man society will teach you that's how you get what you want when you withhold sex. That's how you destroy your marriage. You understand? You destroy your marriage by withholding sex. You get what you want with sex. That's how you get it. I don't know if you know this, man. Yeah, I have to, I got to assume you don't know because we didn't learn this in outside of the truth. Sex, brother, is the best thing you can do when you're married. So let me not say when you're married because sex is marriage. But if you're somebody that's having fornication, which is unlawful sex, then you should stop. You should stop. If you're committing adultery, you should stop. You're sleeping with children, you should stop immediately. You a man having sex with a man or a woman having sex with a woman, you should stop. But a man and a woman, brother, that are together righteously, don't forget it. That's what's supposed to happen. You understand? The Lord designed it to be that way. Right? Kubanasa wants to say he's showing you a salagin. Right? So he said the water. No sweat, mighty man. All right, so now let's get the next question. What we had after Warrior of Yahawashi question. UPK Kappa said, my husband is a benevolent dictator. Give her a hand. You understand? She said her husband is a benevolent dictator. That's an excellent, that's good night. What better title to be called as a man from your woman? A benevolent dictator. Excellent. All right, so what's the next question we had? The 666 question. Who asked that? Let's see. Whatever questions y'all have, type them in the chat. If you can remember your question and you typed it up further up, retype it. I didn't realize we got so many comments. All right, so retype the question. We definitely gonna get it, y'all. You understand? I'm gonna find it. If y'all haven't done so, make sure y'all like and share the stream, man. Okay, but before the 666 was Sharab Bob's question. She wanted a breakdown on John chapter 9, verse 4. No sweat. So we're gonna get Sharab Bob's question on John chapter 9, verse 4. And then let me see what we had. Shalom Trooper Akaizar. I see you, man. I see you, mighty man. Akaizar Salaki. Let me get the next one after that. John 9 and 4. That's for Sharab Baf. Mathumyad. Mathumyad out there in San Jose. He said Salaki is the 666 the opposite of 144K. Yeah, you could say that. And we're gonna break down why. Then he said, Salaki, if I may, can I get an understanding on the number 666? Absolutely, Mathumyad. Right? He says, Slaki, I also want to know what languages was Yahawashi speaking when he was here on earth. All right. Simba said, when Yahawashi returned, will he not be a god to the heathens in form of mockery? Take a picture of the question so I can have it. Yeah, I got a picture of it.
Was right after 666.
Yeah.
I'm putting them in the notes.
Okay. All right, that's all I see for right now. If I didn't read your question, okay, hold on. If I didn't read your question, retype the question in the chat. That's all I see. Right, that's all I see. Okay. Yeah, he retyped his, the water. He said, Officer, is Yahawashi going to be a god unto the heathens as a form of mockery? We'll get your question as well. Go ahead, Shapat.
Big boy, 67. What's going to happen to the people that don't believe in God of the Bible?
That's an excellent question. What's going to happen to the people that don't believe in God? Let's get John 9 and 4, and then we'll get 666. We'll get 666, and then we'll get Big Boy's question. Anybody have any other questions? Type it in the chat. We'll get them.
I'm calling the book of John, chapter 9, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. That was it.
Right. Start at verse 1, please.
Come, Carson. Book of John, chapter 9, verse 1. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, neither had this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest to him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work.
Sharab Bob, this is Christ speaking. And Christ, he says, I must work the works of him that sent me. Jesus Christ is saying, Slaki, is this Christ? Hold on. Yes, Slaki, this is John, not First John. This is John. Jesus Christ here is saying that the Most High sent him. And he's not here. He wasn't put on earth to do his will. You can go to the precept where it says, not my will, Lord, but yours be done. Christ didn't want to be crucified. He didn't want to be murdered by the filthy homosexual Romans. But Christ said, Not my will, but your will be done. Jesus Christ understood very well it was the Lord that sent him to get a job done. It was the Lord that sent him on this mission. And Christ understood that very well. You understand? That's why he said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. This is not talking about literal night and day. You understand? This is not talking about literal night and day. Type a yes or no in the chat if you've ever heard the phrase wintertime is coming. If you ever heard the phrase wintertime is coming and not reference to wintertime, you understand? Type a yes or no in the chat. Have you ever heard the phrase wintertime is coming, but not in reference to actual winter? Some of y'all might not have heard. That's fine if you haven't heard it. Go ahead, Shapar.
I heard it in a different way. When, you know, something happened, they'd be like, it's going to be a cold
It's
winter.
going to be a cold winter, or it's going to be a hot summer. You understand? They're not talking about the temperature. Let me see what we got. Why you said Khan. Mario Dominguez said, yep. Kapar. She said, yep. Yapaya said, La'a. Adina said, La'a. Trooper Nasa one said, La'a. Alicio said, Khan. Shalom, Trooper Shalat. I see you, mighty man. Trooper Shalat, the benevolent dictator in the building. Give him a hand. Sharabab said, La'a. Trooper Shakat said, Khan. Trooper Shalat said, Slaga said, Game of Thrones. Okay, they definitely used it. Rockman said, I heard it in reference to Game of Thrones. Okay. No, you sharpen out said Khan. Right. It's how we talk now. You ever I'll ask another one. Just Ron said Khan. I'll ask another one. You ever hear, I might be too out there and too much of a project, baby. I might be telling myself. You ever notice when somebody get killed, it could not be the summertime. Okay, keep in mind, we're not in the summertime. Somebody get killed in January, you'll hear brothers be like, it's going to be a hot summer. You understand? You ever heard that phrase before? Like, we not in the summertime, you understand? Or we just started the summer and somebody get killed or shot and niggas be like, it's going to be a hot summer. Have you ever heard that phrase used like that? Or it's going to be a hot summer. And so when the young man Zolan said, La'a, Adiana said Khan, Kapar said La'a, Koran Yala said Khan, Yapaya said Khan, Sharab and also said, y'all violent. That's the problem. I used the wrong analogy. I'm talking about Games of Thrones nonsense. Y'all need the street shit. That's what y'all needed. He said, yeah, nigga, I know what you're talking about now. You understand? We on that hot shit. I understand. So we got more yeses here, right? It's not referring to the temperature. It's not referring to the season. It's the way we speak. We don't speak like the white man. We're not literal. Black people are very figurative in the way we speak. That's right, you're sharp enough, meaning a rough time. You understand? Just like when brothers say the block is hot, we're not talking about temperature. It's like you making it hot, man. What you doing? You hot as hell. You making it hot. We're not talking about you raising up the temperature of where we are. We're saying you are now causing things to be worse or fishy, suspicious, right? When Christ is saying, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day, the night cometh when no man can work. After I just gave these analogies, what do you think night is referring to? What do you think night is referring to? Christ said he got to work while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. Now, after I just gave these two analogies, what do you think night means? Let's see. Go ahead, Arawadi.
This is talking about a time period.
Give me more. You're right, but give me more.
Talking about a time, where Christ was doing the work, and now it's gonna come a time where there won't be no work, for these. If I could remember the breakdown, the heathens, there won't be no work for them here. They're gonna have to all go back, but it won't be no more work because the destruction is gonna be taking place.
You're on to it. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
It's like Warrior I was saying, tribulation, troubles.
Yes. Nighttime is synonymous with hard times. It's dark times. Night is dark. Day is light. You understand? It's dark times. Ooh, it's dark times. Christ is saying, while he's there, he has to work as much as he can. You'll read the next verse. Christ being there, it makes it daytime. Read the next verse. Here's the proof that it's not talking about the actual night and day. It's talking about there are dark times coming. And the dark times are when Christ is not there anymore, because Christ is the light. Keep reading.
Verse 5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world.
Christ said, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. Christ is saying he got to teach while it's day, because there's going to be a time, brother, where if you are in the truth, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a dark time once Christ is no longer there. And of course, anybody that knows history of the Bible, what happened to the men that follow Christ, brother, most of these brothers were put to death, were stoned. They were killed. After Christ was killed, brother, it was up. You read a book called The Zealot. General Katham put me onto the book. There's some things in there that is not true. If you want to read it and find out what's true or not, read it and come to the class and ask me what you think. I can tell you what's true or not, because General Katham told me. But in that book, The Zealot, they have the history of how there were riots, brother. After Jesus Christ died, there were riots all throughout Jerusalem, even before he was born. Black people were rebelling against the Roman Empire. You know what it's like? How ICE is in Chicago and you seeing people coming up against ICE? It was like that. Black people, we understood as Israelites, we should not have no other people over us. We understood that because it's in the Bible. It's our records, our culture. The Romans ruling over us, brother, it was hell. The Romans have record of how we were much as they put, I'm going off memory. The Romans put in their records that we were such a small territory in the vast Roman Empire, but we were the most vexation. Meaning we weren't big like China. You know, we weren't big like North Africa or the other provinces and stuff. But brother, we were the biggest headache because black people were fighting back against the Romans. We were rioting. Every time you turned around, we were rioting. That's why when you read the history, they brought the troops in and said, we're going to end all of this. You understand? Think of the National Guard being in our land. They had troops there and brothers was fighting back. Israelites was killing them. That's where the whole Sakari comes from. Sakari means daggermen. The Sakari were men who were going through the crowd. They would go to public events, big crowds, and they will wear cloaks like a hoodie, and they'll pull out their knife and kill Sadducees and Pharisees, men who sided with the Romans. Brother, it was a rough time in Israel, in Jerusalem. You understand? Well, that's what Christ is saying. He had to teach as much as he could while he was there, because once he was gone, it was up for those that served Christ. It was up. These brothers and sisters that served our King, they suffered terribly. They suffered terribly. That's what this is saying. John 9:4. You understand? Christ is saying while the short time while he was there, he had to do as much as he could, because once he was gone, it was going to be rough, dark times. You understand? Mark Israel said the water for that understanding. That's no sweat, brother. Sharaba said the water, sir. That's no sweat, sis. Yashar Benam said, Salaki, sir, was Josephus a real witness to the fall of Israel because of the Romans? Yes. Josephus was a real witness. A lot of these records that we have comes from Josephus. You understand? Josephus was a man who, to save his life, sided with the Romans. He was an Israelite. He was an Israelite that sided with the Romans. And because he sided with the Romans, he was able to let me not tell you something that's false. Don't hold me to it all the way. I believe Josephus was a talented scribe. He was a man that was very talented in keeping records, and the Romans used him to keep the records. And so Josephus was able to record all the atrocities that were going on while we were being destroyed by the Romans, while we were being occupied by them, and then when they finally decided to destroy us in 70 AD. You understand? So now what's the next question? 666. Let's get that. Let's get the 666. Say. Let's get that. Ooh-wee. Whoever was in Let a Hebrew Speak Monday, I touched on this Monday. Type a yes or no in the chat if you grew up being scared of the number 666. I'm gonna raise my hand because I'm one of them. Type a yes or no in the chat if you grew up being scared of the number 666. I just want to see something. Maria said yes. Trooper Shakai said the Khan. Or Wadi said La'a. Young Man Zola said yes. Yapaya said Khan. Barack Wana. She said Khan. Sathara. Yep. Princess Kamawa. Yep. Leonard Jr. Kappa. Sharabaf. Trooper Lewiathan. Gary Avent. Trooper Nasawan. Shah Banath. Karunya Allah. I did not say lie. Most of the time, if you didn't grow up in church or around Christians too tough, you wasn't gonna be scared. You understand? But if you grew up with a Christian grandmother or Christian family members and they forced you to go to church, brother, 666 scared you. You understand? I wouldn't even write 666. You understand? They had us scared of a number. You understand? Be careful. Oh, you doing? What's up, Mighty Man?
What's up, man?
666 has nothing to do with what the white man has taught you to, think it is. Get me? We go to Revelations chapter 13, verse 16. I'm gonna give you the breakdown on what 666 is. This is the breakdown on 666. Of course, I hope you all can understand how absolutely ridiculous it is to be scared of a number. I want everybody that said yes, I want you to understand how much of a cult we were raised in, that we were scared of a literal number. Feel that for a second. You weren't scared of what you thought it meant. You were scared of a number. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Yes, please. Go ahead. You got it.
Book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. He causeth all, big, small, and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive the mark in their hand, in their right hand, or in their forehead.
Now we're reading about the beast. You understand? This beast, it says, he causeth all, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads. Now, if you are not in the UPK, most likely you have been taught that this is the microchip. The microchip. Some of you right now are scared of technology. You're scared of You're scared of a microchip. I don't know about you as a grown man. I'm not scared of a microchip. That's like being scared of a needle as a grown man. The mark that is talking about in the right hand and the forehead is not talking about a microchip. It's not talking about a vaccine. It's not talking about whatever Alex Jones and the Christian nationalists teach in their church. White people believe that. White people believe in these conspiracies because the white man is always scared that somebody is going to track them and take away their freedom. However, that's not biblical, and I'll break it down. Go ahead, Shapar.
It's a lot here in the world. I thought I had the one when it came to that. I was like, oh, it was your social security number.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they said you couldn't get a job without it.
Yeah.
And also, it was like it on your forehead. You know what I'm saying? On your forehead, right behind your skull is your forgot what part of the brain they call that, but that's the part where you remember.
Yeah.
And like everybody remembers their social. So it's like it's on your forehead and you can't get a job. It was your social. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brother, it gets deep. I was that too. The conspiracies on what 666 and the mark of the beast is gets deep, brother. I heard they want to inject your pineal gland. I've heard all type of heebie-jeebie, mumbo jumbo, weed smoking nonsense. Here's what it is. You understand? The mark in their right hand in the Bible, your right hand is synonymous with your might, with your strength. If I tell everybody that's watching this class right now to throw one punch, majority of you, almost all, are going to throw that punch with your right hand because the right hand is usually synonymous with the strong hand. You understand? Well, in the Bible, when it talks about your right hand, it's referring to your strength, your might. The mark in your right hand is talking about the ideology of the beast being enforced through might. I know this is heavy. Some of y'all are not gonna get it. Some of y'all still like, this nigga don't know what he talking about. These niggas making this up. This might be steak for some of y'all that need milk. Nevertheless, I'm gonna break it down because somebody asked. The mark of the beast is not a literal mark, it's an ideology. The mark of the beast. First of all, who is the beast? Here's how you find out who's the beast. Go up to verse 15. Here's for all the idiots. Please, verse 15. Here's for the dummies. You have to first establish the beast. If you want to know what the mark of the beast is, how about we first establish who is the beast? Wouldn't that be wise? That's something you fake Israelites and you Christians and white nationalists, you never do. If you don't know who the beast is, of course you're going to not know what the mark is. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
He had power to give life unto the image of the beast. This is the image of the beast. You understand right here? Tell me what, if this is not it, tell me what that image is. This is the image of the beast. This is the beast. You understand? And the reason why this is all over the world is because of this right here. Keep reading. He has power. He got power to give. Excuse me. Read it again.
Come. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
How does this image have life? How is this image able to live? How is it able to have life? It's going to tell us how. Keep reading.
Come. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah, see, I broke this down all the way down yesterday morning in Let a Hebrew Speak towards the end. If y'all want the full breakdown, go watch Let a Hebrew Speak towards the end. I broke down the whole process of wanting to be saved and what it meant and where it comes from. You understand? For time's sake, I'm going to speed it up. If you want the full breakdown on that, go to Let a Hebrew Speak on YouTube and watch towards the end of the class. I'm breaking down the whole entire thing, making it plain, right? This is how this image was spread. This image wasn't spread through love. This image was not spread because everybody on the earth loves white people. That's not how that happens. I don't know if y'all know this. Everybody hates white people. Everybody. The Afghanis hate white people. The Iraqis hate white people. The Ethiopians, the Algerians, the Libyans, the Japanese, the Koreans, the Chinese. White people hate white people. That's what World War I and II was all about.
Right.
White people hating white people. That's what the Holocaust was all about. Yeah, the only way that you can get the world to worship this is through enforcing it through your might. Those who didn't worship this image were killed. That's what we just read in verse 15. If you didn't agree to be a Christian, and give your life to God and get saved, you were killed. You understand? That's how this image was spread. That's how this image has power, because there were men, it's just like they are today, that use their might, their strength, their military to make sure that you serve this. That's the mark of the beast in the right hand. So now that I explained that, somebody tell me, Who would have the mark of the beast in the right hand today? Type in the chat. Tell me some of the people that would have the mark of the beast in their right hand today. After I just described that, break it down. I want to make sure people are picking up and digesting this food right here. Who would have the mark of the beast today? Princess Kanawa said, ICE agents. Give her a hand. You damn right about that. I forgot all about the ICE agents. But Thumb Yads said Christians. Well, yes, but that's not the answer. Sharab Bob said Christians. That's yes, but that's not the answer. UPK Kapar said military. Go ahead, sis.
Trump.
That's true, but not the answer. Trump definitely has it, but that's not the answer. Kapar said the military. That's correct. Karanyala said Christians. That's correct, but that's not the answer. Simba said LGBTQ. They do have it, but that's not correct. Who has the mark of the beast in their right hand? Meaning, who uses their strength and their might to enforce Christianity, white supremacy? Go ahead, Shapat.
Somebody said military, but also the police.
Yes, there you go. Gary Avon said white man like going to his army and you pledge to do what he wants. That's correct. Or what is the police officers? That's correct. You understand? Here's the answer. Those that have the mark of the beast in their right hand, this is the police. Anyone that's in the United States military, correctional officers, ICE agents, anyone whose entire job is to quote unquote enforce or protect. People whose job is their job is to literally use their strength, their force. You understand? To protect America, to spread democracy. You understand? That's what this is talking about. The people that have the mark of the beast in their right hand are those in the white man's military, those that are on the police force, those that are correctional officers. You understand? Hell, some security guards at this point. You understand? Depending on what level you at. Yeah, understand. Go ahead, Shapat.
Top flight security.
Yeah, right.
World,
some of you top flight security officers, you got the mark of the beast. So you can't be a regular security officer. You got to be top flight. Nigga, just go and observe and report like you're supposed to. Some of y'all, you think you the police. You want to be the police, and so you don't understand. You have the mark of the beast. You understand? That's having the mark of the beast in your right hand. Having the mark of the beast in your forehead is who? Is who? Type in the chat. Who would that be today? Having the mark of the beast in your forehead. Go ahead, Shapat.
Half of them answers we just heard, from Trump to the Christians, but definitely the pastor.
That's where you need to go. The pastors. Having the mark of the beast in your forehead. Remember, these two people, the mark of the beast in your right hand and the mark of the beast in your forehead, these are the two arms of how they push Christianity. You got to understand that. The two ways white supremacy is pushed is through literal force and through the church, through pastors, ministers, reverends, apostles, deacons, ushers, Christians. They have the mark of the beast in their forehead. They have the ideology of white supremacy, of Christianity in their forehead. They have it right here. The forehead is synonymous with the thing that is at the forefront of your mind. That's why you read the scripture where it says, put the laws of God on your right here on the front of your head. It's not literal. It's meant to say it has to be at the forefront of your thoughts. Because of that scripture, Jewish people walk around with boxes on their heads with straps. They call it tefillin. You ever see Jewish people walk around with those black boxes with straps around it? They do that because they take the scripture that says, put the laws of God on your forehead. It's not literal. Of course, the white man's a dummy. It's not his book. It's saying it's at the forefront of your mind. The mark of the beast in your forehead is Christianity. Christians, pastors, ministers, they have the mark of the beast at the forefront of their mind. They live their life according to the Christian doctrine. You understand? Okay, go to verse 17, please.
Come. Verse 17. and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Some of you are so scared. I've heard this, brother, the entire time I grew up. See, because you know they gonna make you get the microchip and you ain't gonna be able to buy groceries. Nigga, are you retarded? This ain't talking about you. This ain't talking about you going to get Cheetos and Cheez-Its and fruit snacks. You understand? This ain't talking about you going to get lamb chops. This is talking about nations.
Right.
The nations, again, because of the Christian church, you look at the Bible in a small scale. Christians look at the Bible as just a book to make them feel good so they can pay their bills. This is talking about nations. The nations that don't conform to white supremacy, that don't conform to Americanism. Guess what happens? They get embargoed. They get tariffs put on them. Look at what happened to Haiti. Haiti is the poorest country on the face of the earth. Why? Because Haiti fought back against the mark of the beast. Haiti did not allow the white man to force on them their ideology. And because of it, the white man decided that you won't buy or sell. We'll just keep you out of world economics and we'll starve you out. That's what happens. Right now, Trump is putting tariffs on all type of different nations. Whatever nation that does not want to play ball with America, that does not want to get in bed with America, they determine if you'll be able to buy or sell. Buy or sell is talking about trade. It's not talking about you going to the Save-A-Lot. It's not talking about you going to Food Lion. You understand? It's talking about trade. The nations that do not agree with America, that don't get in bed with America, they won't be able to participate in the world economy. Let me ask everybody a question. Let's see if you know what I'm talking about. In the world, if you are a nation in the world, what do you have to buy oil? Type it in the chat. Every nation in the world, if you want to buy oil for your nation, what do you have to have? Christians don't teach us. They don't know this because they made the Bible to be about their relationship and them paying their bills. You understand? This is about nations. This is about the world. What does every nation need to buy oil? Warrior of Yahushua said, I'm guessing the US dollar. That's correct, but it's called something else. Sharabach got it. The petrol dollar. You understand? It's called the petrol dollar. It's just the US dollar. Every nation in the world, if they want to get oil, they have to take their own currency and convert it to the US dollar to buy oil. You know what that's like? Go ahead, Shapat.
That would mean the US dollar in itself is a stock.
Yes, you understand. That's right, Matham. The petrol dollar. That's right, Jesharon. You know that's like when you go into Chuck E. Cheese, you can't put your money in any of the machines. Good luck trying to play any of the games in Chuck E. Cheese with actual money. No. You want to play these games in Chuck E. Cheese, you got to go to that money machine and convert your money into Chuck E. Cheese money to now play the game. Well, that's how the world is set up to buy oil. The white man is so powerful, he makes you have to take your country's currency and convert it over to his to buy oil. And because of that, that's how the white man has been able to print money like it's nothing. You understand? They're able to print money like it's nothing because everybody needs American dollars to trade, to get oil. Once you take away the petrol dollar, once you take away the oil, brother, that US dollar is worth nothing. It's worth nothing. The US dollar is only valuable because everybody has to use it to buy oil. I'll give you an example. Have any of you ever tried to buy something with Chuck E. Cheese coins outside of Chuck E. Cheese? You understand? Have you ever? I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I had made a mistake and had a couple of Chuck E. Cheese coins with my quarters. And I remember I went to the store to get me a zebra cake. I remember it like it was yesterday. This back when zebra cakes was 25 cents. I remember we went to Chuck E. Cheese with my pops and his rib at the time. And the next day, I had kept some of the tokens, but I had actual change in my pocket. And I remember we went to the corner store and I went to go get a zebra cake. And of course, I'm feeling around for the coins and I pulled out a Chuck E. Cheese coin and I slid it underneath the glass. And the nigga looked at it and started laughing. He's like, you can't get nothing with this here. He's like, what are you doing? I need a quarter, not a Chuck E. Cheese coin. Outside of Chuck E. Cheese, them goddamn coins are useless. And that is the American dollar. The American dollar is useless, brother. It's only valuable because the world has to convert it to buy oil. And that's why America is fighting wars constantly in the Middle East and getting ready to fight in Venezuela, because the oil is what gives US dollar the value. So now I say all that to say, America controls who buys or sells. You understand? If you control who can buy oil because it's your currency, you can control that nation's economy. You can cut that nation off from getting oil. I don't know if y'all know this. Oil, you need oil for everything. You need oil for weapons, for gas, for machinery. You need oil for damn near everything. And so this is how this buy or sell works. Those who do not accept the American philosophy, which is Christianity, white supremacy, the United States can just put tariffs on you. They can put sanctions on you. And that they can now say, we are no longer going to do trade with you. Us and our allies are not going to do trade with you. We're going to cut you off. That's what it means. They won't be able to buy or sell those who don't take the mark. Let's go to verse 18. I know it's a little lengthy, but you understand. I could be breaking it down a lot more, but for time's sake, I'm trying to condense it. It's a lot more to it. I can prove it to you with precepts, but I'm condensing it down because I still want to get the rest of these questions. Right? Please, verse 18.
Come on, sir. Here is wisdom, that him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 score and six.
603 score.
603 score and six.
That's right. No sweat. Anybody know what 3 score is? Shapat?
60.
That's correct. A score in Old English is 20. 3 20s is 60. You understand? This is a little knowledge. Of course, we at school, so we're going to teach. These are questions that I had as a kid, and these niggas in the church did not care about teaching us any of this. There's a question I will always, what is a 3 score? What's 4 score? 4 score is 80 because 4 20s is 80. A score is 20. You understand? Go ahead, Arwadi.
Always had the question. I think you heard me probably say it before. Always ask, I didn't grow up in a Christian church, but I used to ask people, so what if you just raise your hand in there? Like if you want to learn like brothers and sisters doing right now.
Right.
What if you go in a Christian church and just raise your hand and what would be
most churches on a Sunday service, brother, they're gonna think you just got the Holy Ghost. You're gonna get ignored. You're gonna get ignored, brother. I mean, I've never seen the church take questions on Sunday morning. Now, you do have some churches that claim to have Bible study, but even in the Bible study, you ask questions that the pastor can't answer, he gonna say you got a demon. That's what they'll do. You ask a question that's too hard for him, he gonna say you got a demon. You got the spirit of doubt on you, brother, and you got to cast that out for having intelligence and asking questions. But Sunday morning, ain't no questions. You got to hear this nigga. God said, close the doors. You understand? That's what you're gonna hear Sunday morning. So this number right here, 603 score and 6. That's 666. 666. This number is simply the number of men that run the government of the earth right now. There are 666 men, the government of the earth. That's all I was describing. So for the brother that asked, is the 666 the opposite of the 144K? Yes. The government that runs the earth right now, that's what the 666 is. It's the government, the ruling men on the earth. I know y'all think the governments of the nations run the earth. There are men behind the scenes that tell your government leaders what to do what to believe in, what their stance is. If you didn't know, a lot of you white people finding out now. Why is it that every president of the United States, whether they're Democrat or Republican, has to go kiss the Wailing Wall? Some of y'all probably don't know what I'm talking about. Just look it up. Every president for the past 50 years, didn't matter if they were Democrat or Republican, they had to go to Israel and kiss the Wailing Wall. They had to put on a yarmulke and go kiss the Wailing Wall. I don't know about you. I know very well who's behind the scenes of America's government. You understand? Kissing the wall is no different than kissing the ring. You understand? The government of the earth right now that's what the 666 is. It's the ruling government of the earth right now. The 144,000 will be the ruling government of the earth when Christ returns. 12,000 men from each tribe. 12,000 men from the tribe of Judah, 12,000 men from the tribe of Issachar, from the tribe of Benjamin, and so on and so forth. You understand? Fred Kelly said Obama never did. Yes, he did. Obama definitely kissed that wall. You might want to know what you're talking about before you say it. You're going to embarrass yourself.
Right.
Salami, I saw him do it.
I saw him too, all right. That's what I'm saying. You might not want to get in the habit of doing that. As a man, you might want to value your credibility in what you say. I don't know about you. I take that serious. I want people to know. I was just telling my rib this earlier. I want people to know that when I say something, they can count on it being true. You don't want to be somebody when you say something, they're like, I don't know, that nigga be wrong about something. That nigga, I don't know, that nigga just be saying, but he be wrong sometimes. You don't want to be that man. Be the man that you say something, they know it's true because you have built your credibility. Brother, you might not want to say things that are so easily disproven.
Right.
Go ahead, Shapap.
Salahi, it's so happy that you say that because I've been watching the brother say things in the chat that everybody in this class, we done already proven and fact checked everything that we know. And I'm watching them just sit there say things that rhetoric and conspiracy and white man lies.
That's right. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And if he came in here, he'd be a man of high reputation. If he came in here and learned all over again, he could become a man of high credibility, of high esteem and high reputation, just like you, Shapat, just like you, Arawadi. You understand? But he's not in here. And so now he says things that right now, any of you can Google search Obama kissing the Wailing Wall and you'll see it. As a matter of fact, because I'm petty, I'm going to Google it right now. Just so y'all can know, this nigga does not know what he's talking about. You understand? Right. For those that may have been believing Fred in the comments, I know some of y'all weak, and y'all might have thought like, oh, he made a good point there. Let me show y'all 1 second.
If I could
go ahead, Arawadi.
You know, for the people that think that the 666, you know, what I mean, they say that they scared of the 666 being in the, you know, in the palm, you know, and all that. I was going to go for a precept, Revelation 7:3, starting at 3, saying,
please,
saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there was sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Of course, because you're a certified priest in here, that's the precept where you got to go to help the people understand the mark is not a chip. It's not a literal thing. These 144,000 that are sealed, these are the men that have the ideology of the truth in their foreheads. There are men who live their lives through the ideology of Christianity. That's the mark of the beast in their forehead. And then there are men who live their lives through the ideology of the truth on their foreheads. Those men are, what the Bible says, will be sealed. You understand? Protected. I got it right here too. The water Shapat. Let me add it to the stage. Fred Kelly. Now, I don't know if you know this. I just described this. He got the yarmulke on. I don't know if you know Fred Kelly. Obama's not Jewish. He's not Jewish. You understand? That's not America. Obama is in Israel with a yarmulke on, getting ready to kiss, or if he already did it or not. You understand? Getting ready to kiss the Wailing Wall. You understand? He said, you have said a ton of things that's completely false. Well, none of us can believe anything you say because you just said something that was so easily disproven. So you've ruined your credibility for tonight. Next Tuesday, you will start you from fresh. All right. You understand? Next Tuesday, Fred Kelly, we're gonna start you with a fresh credibility slate. You understand? And we're gonna see what you do with that. But as for tonight, you ruined it. You understand? We can't take nothing you say serious because you were wrong about something so easy as a Google search. Anyways, moving on. What other questions we had? Let me get these last questions, please. We had something else. What we had?
I got you. I believe in order it was Big Boy 7067 said, what's going to happen to the people that don't believe in the God of the Bible?
Ooh-wee. Get me Luke chapter 19, verse 27. Me too. Give me Luke chapter 19, verse 27. Big Boy said, what is going to happen to those who do not believe in God? You understand? What is going to happen to them that think they can live their life however the hell they want to? It's your life. You can do what you want. You understand? Devin the Dude and Scarface had a song. It's one of my favorite songs called Do What You Want to Do. Say what you want to say. It's your life anyway. And brother, that is evil. I love the song, but that is an evil philosophy to live by. There's the founder of the Church of Satan, Anton LaVey. His famous phrase is "Do what thou wilt," which translates to "do what you want to do." That's how our oppressor lives his life. Do what thou wilt. Whatever you want to do, do it. You want to have sex with a child, do what thou wilt. You want to sleep with another man's woman, do what thou wilt. Do you want to get high off of whatever you can get? Do what thou wilt. The founder of the Church of Satan, a white man, Anton LaVey, that was their phrase. You understand? It is satanic to do what you want to do. It is absolutely anti-Christ to do what you think is right in your stupid head and to fulfill your stupid desires. You don't know what to do. You understand? You should be like Christ and say, not my will, but the Lord's will be done. You understand? That's what you should do if you're wise. Luke 19 and 27. Let's read it.
Oh, concept. But those mine enemies.
The water, all right. Shapak gonna take it. The water too, priest.
Oh God. But those mine enemies.
Mine what?
Enemies.
My who?
Enemies.
If you have the Bible, if you have the physical copy of the Bible in front of you, these words are read. You understand? If you have the actual Bible in front of you, the words are read. Type in the chat, what does it mean when the words are read in the Bible? Now, I know some of y'all are like, that's an easy question. We know, but there's people in here that don't know this. Just like there were people in here that didn't know what 3 score is. So don't ever assume because you know everybody knows. We're here to teach. It's our job, y'all. What does it mean when the words are read in the Bible? What does it mean? That's right, Sharabath. Christ is speaking. And it's to indicate that Christ himself is speaking. Let's read what Christ is saying right here. Jesus Christ. Please read it again.
I'm calling the book of Luke, chapter 19, verse 27. But those mine enemies.
But those mine enemies. See, the problem with you filthy homosexual, stealing, fat neck, pork back eating Christians is that you don't have the proper understanding of the Jesus Christ of the Bible. This man doesn't have enemies. Oh no, he doesn't have enemies. Well, love, peace, love. I love that's who he is. Love, peace, kisses. That's this. Jesus Christ of the Bible, my nigga. He got enemies, just like every black and Hispanic man. We got enemies. You didn't know Jesus Christ could even have enemies because you teach that God is all love. Jesus Christ is all about love. You're a goddamn lie. Jesus Christ is not about all love, and he's about to show you just exactly what he's about. Please, Shapak, go ahead.
Salam, if I could, we not exclude the Muslims because the God of the Bible is not the God of the Quran at all.
That's right. 2 separate gods. You understand? The God of the Quran is not worthy to clean out the outhouse of the lowest Israelite.
Right.
You understand? Allah and Muhammad are not worthy to clean out the outhouse, the porta potty of the lowest Israelite amongst us. You understand? The trash, right? Christ said, but those mine enemies, go ahead.
Come. Which would not that I should reign over them.
Which would not that I should reign over them, meaning the people who do not want me to rule them, the people that believe that they can do what they want to do, the people who do not follow me, that disregard what I teach, that disregard what I taught and what my brothers teach, the people that do not want to fall underneath the authority of Jesus Christ, keep reading.
Bring hither.
Bring hither. Hither is Old English for here. Thither is there. Hither is here. Christ said, bring them here. Go ahead.
And slay them before me.
See, because of the gay community, y'all have taken away the power of that word slay. I hate that y'all did that.
Right.
You hear the word slay now, and it has a totally different connotation. You understand? Slay, brothers and sisters, is not sashaying. You understand? And voguing in the gay community. Slaying is to kill, is to put to death. You understand? It's to spill blood. That's what slay means. You understand? Go ahead, Shapak.
And that's not Islam.
Yeah, that's not Islam, man. It's not Islam. Islam is just musty Christianity. It's desert Christianity. That's it. It's Christianity in the desert. That's all. This right here, this is what the Bible is all about. Christ said, my enemies who do not want to follow me and do what the Lord told us to do, bring them in front of me and kill them in front of me. Kill them in my sight. You can't even begin to fathom the type of man we're reading about. Christ is not even a man that put out a hit. Christ is so thorough. He wants to make sure his enemies is done. See, you're lazy. You're a terrible mob boss. You're a terrible general. You understand? In the United States military, you're a terrible hitman. You think you gangster. You sending niggas to kill and don't have no confirmation that they did.
Right.
Christ said, "Nah, we ain't gonna do all that. Bring them here. Do not kill them. Do not kill them. I need you to deliver them alive to me. I want to see them breathing and living when they get to me. And I want to see the blood spill. You can't fathom who we serve. You can't fathom the King of Israel. And unfortunately, for a lot of you, you're going to be one of those counted amongst those that is going to be brought in front of Christ. Now, here's my question to all of you. Here's a part of the scripture that I love. Who is bringing these enemies of Christ to Christ? And I need the precept to prove it. Who is bringing the enemies of Christ in front of Christ and doing this killing? That's the big. If I was an enemy to Christ, I would be asking that. Well, who the hell who gonna be doing all this killing? Who gonna do the fetching and retrieving and the killing? Who job will that be? Here's what you don't understand about the Bible. Here's another thing you don't understand. I need the precept to prove it. Jeshurun said us. Simba said we are. Sharabah said the 144. Jeshurun said Israel. Simba said the I.S.U.P.K.
Shalom, sir. I
What you got?
Jeremiah 16:16.
That's what you need. Read what you got.
Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. Behold, I will send for many fishes.
Stop right there. One of my favorite scriptures. Me and Captain Kai talk about this all the time. Whenever I'm with Captain Kai, brother, we talk about this all the goddamn time. You understand? Go ahead, Shapai.
Like I rap about it all the time.
Oh yeah, forget about it. You understand? The Lord says, behold, I have sent for many fishers. What you are witnessing right now, if you're watching this class, is we're fishing. The men that follow Christ, that serve the God of the Bible, you understand, and our King Christ, right now, brother, we're fishing. We're fishing. The whole point of this class is to get more and more of you Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to come into the truth, to change your life, to serve our King Christ, which we're gathering. That's what another word for fishing is, gathering. You understand? When you fish, don't think of fishing with a rod. You understand? That's not how they. You ever been to the islands? You can see fishing for real. Don't think that fishing with a rod. Fishing is you got a net, and you tossing that huge net, and you bringing that net up, and you got a net full of flailing fish. That's fishing. That's what we're doing right now, brother. Our job is to cast the net and to retrieve as many of our brothers and sisters out of that ocean. You understand? That's the job we're doing right now. The Lord said he has sent many fishers. Keep reading.
Come. Saith the Lord, and they shall fish, Salaki, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters.
And after, we understand, and after. Here's the part that you have to internalize. After I will send for what?
Many hunters.
Many who?
Hunters.
Brother, I pray to the Lord that he see me fit to be able to do this part. I don't know if y'all, some of y'all not, some of us is not wired too right. You understand? I know our Wadi, he ain't wired too right. Shapat not wired too right. Some of us is not wired too right. And you should thank the Lord for the truth. You white men that are scared that we're terrorists and violent and will come up against America, you don't have to worry about a goddamn thing because Commanding General Yahanna taught us how to follow Christ. Right. So we understand the time we're in. We're fishing right now. There's going to come a time when our king returns. Oh, we ain't gathering a goddamn thing. Now we're hunting. The Lord says he's going to send out many hunters. Those men that are teaching the word of God right now in the I.S.U.P.K, the men that are telling you you're an Israelite, the men that are telling you you have to come to the Passover April 4th in Houston, Texas, the men that are telling you sex is marriage, the men that are telling you you can't wear fringes on the bottom of your t-shirt, the men that are telling you pay your tithes, you understand? Oh, brother, right now we're the fishers. We're doing the job of a fisherman. Those same men. That's what the part that a lot of y'all don't understand. A lot of you niggas, you just violent with no righteousness. You just want to be a hunter without doing the first prerequisite part. You can't just show up out of nowhere when it's time to hunt. All right. Well, I'm ready to hunt, Lord. No, nigga. You got to complete this part. Right. If you ain't in here teaching, fishing, constantly trying to bring your brothers and sisters into the truth, you will not partake in the second part of this job. The prerequisite is to be a fisher first. This is the same group. The Lord said, I've sent for many fishers, and then I will send for many hunters. So I can read that. Keep reading again. I will send for many hunters. Keep reading.
And they shall hunt them from every mountain.
Keep reading.
And from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
If you had to put in your own words today, what is a hole in a rock? What would that be? Let me just see if y'all visual. Because again, this is a prophecy about what's going to happen after Christ's return. In your own words, what is a hole in a rock that these men are going to pull you out of? There you go, Simba. A bunker. That's what Cheyenne Mountain is, where the United States government literally drilled and dynamite a large hole into the mountain where they got a bunker inside the mountain. Underground bunkers all over America. Nuclear fallout bunkers all across this earth. Hell, you ain't even got to be military. There are rich white people, brother, that go buy land out in the middle of nowhere in America and put bunkers in their backyard. You understand? You white people that are going into that got bunkers, you are preserving yourself for this. You understand? That's all. You may not die in that nuclear blast and the destruction of the chariots, them UFOs, but please believe you are preserving yourself for this right here. Read it again, please, Arawadi.
And them from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
This is what happened. The Lord is going to send those men that he sent that had fish, that were fishers, that were teaching the truth of God. Now, after Christ returns, now he's going to send those same men to go and pull all of you devils and heathens and you traitorous Israelites out of those bunkers. You thought that bunker was going to save you. It's not. You don't think the Christ is not going to know where to go? Brother, we're going to get the orders and he going to send us out and we're going to rip the doors off them goddamn bunkers and snatch you out in handcuffs and put you in a chain gang and bring you in front of our righteous king. We're going to execute what he told us to do. All of you that's in them bunkers. You understand? Keep reading.
Sir.
No sweat.
You lost it.
Yeah. Go ahead. If you got it, you pick it up.
Come, sir.
That's no sweat, priest.
And from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks, for mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from mine face, neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes.
This is what's going to happen to those who think you can live your life with no repercussions, with no consequences. You think you can really go against the power of the universe and there's no repercussions for it? If the white man gonna pay for slavery, you best believe you're gonna pay for sleeping with that brother's woman. You best believe you're gonna pay for sleeping with another man that's not your husband. You're gonna pay for getting high on the low, sneaking. You're gonna pay for molesting those children. You're going to pay for your sins. You understand? You better come in here and live a life where you sin no more. And pray the Lord have mercy where he can forget the things you did in your old life. You better come in here and become somebody brand new. If not, we just read what will happen. So that's what's going to happen, big boy, to those who do not believe in God. That's what's going to happen to those who do not believe in Christ, our King. You understand? That's what's going to happen. And to bring it to the topic of the class, you think Jesus is all love and forgiveness. I thought Jesus was going for love and forgive. How come he didn't love and forgive those that are his enemies? You know why? Because you are not supposed to love and forgive your oppressors. When the Lord told us to love thine enemy, the Lord was never telling us to love and forgive white people. The Lord was not telling us to love and forgive the Arabs who sold us into slavery. The Lord was not telling us to love and forgive the Africans. The Lord was not telling us to love and forgive the Asians and the East Indians. When the Lord said, love your enemy, the Lord was telling the children of Israel to fix the problems that we have amongst each other. And here's how you know this is true. You don't have to tell black people don't kill white people, do you? No, niggas are scared of white people. Nigga could be a full-out gangster, got bodies, and he get around a Karen and he obedient. I've seen it happen. I've seen niggas that is gangster around our people, and then a white woman asking, do you live here? What are you doing here? Yeah, my homeboy stay up here. He answering her like he's a little boy. Yeah, we don't have to tell black people to not kill white people. You know who you have to tell black people not to kill? Black people. You know who you have to tell black people not to kill? Hispanics. This is talking to us. We have made our own people our enemies, and the Lord is telling us to love your enemies. You understand? This is the solution. This is the solution right here. But you can't love your own people if you're too busy loving the oppressor. And that's why many of you Uncle Tom step and fetch it Sambos, you ain't got no love for your own people because you too busy kissing the crack of the white man. Too busy licking the scum between his toes. So you ain't got nothing left over for the brothers and sisters that are like you. You done gave it all to the master. Yeah, you're a traitor. And there's a judgment for you as well, for men and women like you. You are not obligated, nor is it right to forgive the white man or any heathen. You understand? You are to remember everything that he has done. You are to remember it. You know why? Because God is going to remember it. God has not forgiven it. God is going to make them pay, and they deserve to pay. You understand? Everybody type a fire emoji in the chat if you want the oppressor to pay for his crimes. I wish they had a whip emoji Why they don't have an emoji of a whip? That's what I want. You understand? Somebody can find the whip emoji, type that in. But if you can't find a whip emoji, type the fire in the chat. Type the fire in the chat if you want the oppressor to pay for what they have done to our people, to God's people. You understand? I see you, Arawadi, Yapaya, Simba, Shara, Shalat, Trooper Nasawan, Fiery Furnace. You understand? Our oppressor's going to pay, and he should pay because it's justice. That's what justice looks like. This is not cruelty. This is not hate speech. This is what justice looks like, man. How the hell the white man going to do what he's done to us and think he can just be in heaven with us? You out your goddamn mind. No, Playboy. You had your heaven there. That's why Donald Trump, they asked Donald Trump on the plane, do you think you're going to make it into heaven? What did Donald Trump say? I'm in my heaven right now. Well, I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. I'm on Air Force One in the sky. I think I'm in heaven. Donald Trump is wise. He prophesied against himself because Donald Trump will never enjoy the next kingdom after this one. Him or his flunkies, his cronies, and his brothers and sisters, their heaven is now. There's no way in hell you can enjoy a heaven here and a heaven after. That's just the God of the Bible wouldn't be right to do that. Their heaven is right now. Our heaven is coming after. You understand? And they're going to pay for it. That's justice. I see you, Supreme 666. I see you, Zolan. I see you, USS Security, Leonard Jr., Jesharon, Yashar Banaf, Kapa, T. Will, Officer Karanya Allah, out there in Cali, holding it down. With that, we'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Shapat Dayat. Come up here, please, Shapat.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation, Feast of the Dedication, Hanukkah, 25th day of the 9th month, at a space of 8 days, Sunday the 14th of December, 2025 for 8 days. You can find this in the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. Also, we're done with the cookout season. You know what I'm saying? Once again, Houston did it big out there in Houston for the cookout. But also in Houston's coming up, April 4th is the Lord's 57th annual Passover in Houston, Texas. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you get all your arrangements together. You're traveling and your hotels. $200 for every adult. You know what I'm saying? Anybody 17 and up, 17 years of age and up, it's $200. Make sure to get that Passover fee in there early. You know what I'm saying? Make sure we can get everything going. You know what I'm saying? If you're having any trouble with your Passover fee or travel arrangements, getting there, a place to stay, make sure you tell your camp leader in your city, whatever city you at, get in touch with the camp leader, I.S.U.P.K camp leader, and let them know whatever issues you may have. You know, the Passover is a commandment. It's a must do for all our generations to come. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you pay your tithes. You know what I'm saying? Remind Akhenaten Akwati to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black hair, and a scarf. And with that, I say I-S-U-P, which means to stand. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Mike, Barak, Yahanna, I.S.U.P.K, Barak, Yad Yamatah, Star, which means to turn. Sister, you may stand. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister, men of Israel, I.S.U.P.K, Mike, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatah by Hashem Yahushua. Yad Yamatah, class dismissed.
Will Christ preach?
Shalom, Christ, sir.